Hi, I wanted to talk to you today. This is part 2 of the afterlife. So, what's the whole thing about the afterlife, is there life after death? Well, death is not really a good word because the soul doesn't die, just the body. So what happens is that when the soul leaves the body and goes to heaven, as you found out in the first video, it goes before God in judgment. Today I'd like to discuss a little bit about that judgment. We are judged for our choices depending on our circumstances and situations, whether we studied the Torah or not, whether we had the opportunity to study or not. There are many issues. That's why only God is the judge and not man. But the bottom line is that everything that we choose and we do in this lifetime will make a difference. And a lot of things that happen to us in this lifetime happen because of our past generations. There's something, the word in Hebrew is tikkun. Tikkun meaning rectification of the spiritual realm, which means that if ancestors did things that need correction, then things come in our life, which may not be too pleasant sometimes, in order to rectify or correct things in the spiritual realm. We don't know. A lot of people say this is the last generation and that there are no new souls in this generation. So if that's the case, even more so should we be aware and judge and discern what our choices are, what we believe, what we want. That truth becomes a very important thing in this particular time, more than ever. And there's only one God, and there's only one creator of this world, that is God. And he's still running this world. And our souls, as a matter of fact, I think I mentioned in the other video that Jewish people say Kaddish, which is a prayer for those who passed away in order to give them merit while they're being judged. So we need to think about that now, not when we get there. It's a little late. This is the world of doing. Whatever you want to do, this is where you're going to do it. And when you leave this world, chas v'shalom, that Mashiach didn't come yet, then the doing is finished. And whatever you did or didn't do is what you're going to have, either in the abode of souls or the dry cleaning of the soul, which is what hell is. That if we put in spiritual filth, we have to get it out. God made that provision for that. There's up to I believe it's 11 months, and then that's it. And then that soul would go to the abode of souls and wait for the resurrection of the dead. And Baruch Hashem, bless God, with the resurrection of the dead will come the removal of all evil from this world. I can't wait. I really do hate evil, just like it says in the scriptures that God hates evil. I have acquired a hate for evil as well. But the afterlife, so there's the abode of souls, there's where the process of if they get there or not, and then if that person is judged where they have more tikkun or more rectification to do, then God puts that soul in another body and it's brought back into life here. Supposedly we don't remember our prior lives, but Rabbi Mizrahi, I believe it is, uploaded some videos on YouTube about people, even non-Jews, that had some remembrance of their prior life. Even a child who told his father that he had pampered or diapered him before, and the father was like, what? So there's a lot more mysterious things that we don't all understand all details, but we know something about everything. And knowing that the soul will go on, that it will be judged, that it's going to come, there is a final judgment. I believe it's in the book of Daniel towards the end. I think it's the end chapter, where God says that some will rise for everlasting life and others for everlasting abhorrence. And that is the time, I believe it's the final judgment. And even a lot of Christians are saying that the time of the Gentiles is up, and that is cahoots with the end of Roman exile. And when that happens, will be that final judgment. And as it says, that the righteous will have everlasting life. That's goodness, that's happiness, that's joy. Can't wait for that either. Although life is not, I mean, just praying and studying the true scriptures and talking to the Creator. And as it says in Psalms chapter, I believe it's 16 verse 7, if I'm not mistaken, they say in Hebrew, Shiviti, it means that I will keep the Lord my God before me always. And I will meditate on His word day and night, and it will not depart from my lips. And so instead of occupying your mind with all this junk around us, start occupying it with what God said. And see if the level of happiness in your life is not much higher than it is now. There are places to begin your studies if you're not doing it at all. And I would go to the book of Psalms, Tehillim, and I would go to the book of Proverbs, Mishle, because a lot of very inspiring and instructive things there. A good place to start, And then, as all of Orthodox Judaism, we have a portion of the 5 books of Moses we study every week, and it's connected to what's called the Torah, which is the reading of the prophets that is attached to that. If you go to a website called artscroll.com, you should find a Torah, which is a Jewish translation of the scriptures of the Bible. And in there, in the front, in the table of contents, you're going to find the Torah, and then you're going to find the Torah. Usually it's on the last page of that particular parsha. Anyway, we don't want to go over time because people's patience these days are, what can I say? Also that you need to just think about everything I said and digest it, yeah? And then we're going to come back for part 3. This is ending part 2 of the afterlife. Have a bracha tzlacha b'simcha day. May the Almighty keep you and your family healthy, and have only good wishes for you and goodness. Shalom, shalom.